Okay, let us continue. These design constants are the constants which you have studied in the working stress method. Calculation of modular ratio, neutral axis, lever arm, and moment of resistance constant M, N, J, and Q. It is also given in IRC 21. So these values we will calculate the design constants. Now, okay, so depth of the slab. So for 4 meter length and 7.5 meter wide road with 600 mm footpaths on both the sides, we should fix the depth of your slab. We should fix the depth of the slab. So how to fix it? Assume the thickness of the slab to be 80 mm per meter. So total 4 meter we have, 4 meter length we have. So thickness may be assumed 80 mm to 90 mm per meter span of the deck. The larger depth is taken for smaller spans in order to satisfy the shear criteria. Shear will be maximum near the support. So for smaller deck slabs, what happens? Support will be exactly colliding there. So larger depths will be taken for that. So for 4 meter now, the overall depth of the slab is 4 into 80, that is 320 mm. Okay, so I will assume 20 mm diameter bar I will use there. So using 20 mm diameter bars with a clear cover of 40 mm, we have effective depth is 320 minus 40 minus 10. 40 mm is cover and 10 is to the center of your 20 mm bar. That gives you 270 mm. That gives you 270 mm. Bearing width is 300 mm taken. If the span is less than or equal to 3 meter, the bearing is the support on either side of your deck slab. Bearing width of 400 mm is taken if the span is more than 3 meters. So here the span is 4 meters, that is more than 3 meters. So effective span will be clear span plus effective depth 4 plus 270 mm 0.27, 4.3 clear span plus bearing width, that is 4 plus 0.4, total 4.4. Effective span therefore taken as 4.3, whichever is less there. Okay, this fixes your depth of the deck slab and the total effective span to be considered for the moment calculation, that is 4.3 meters. Your span deck slab is 4 meter, along with the bearing, that is along with the support, it will be 4.3 meters. Now dead load, bending moment and shear force calculation. Apart from the 320 mm deck slab, you have to consider a bearing coat which will be of bitumen or which will be of any material which we use as wearing coat. Asphalt is also one of the material which we use as wearing coat. Okay, the thickness of that wearing coat we will be considering it as 80 mm. Okay, that is assumed. Now dead load of the slab is 320 mm into 24 density of RCC, that gives you 7.68 kilonewton per meter square. Dead load of wearing coat is 80 mm wearing coat, 0.08. Density shall be considered as 22 kilonewton per meter cube. That gives you 1.76 kilonewton per meter square. That total works out to be 9.44 kilonewton per meter square. Since this is the simply supported slab supported on two edges, okay, the moment will be WL square by 8, 9.44 into 4.3 square by 8. That gives you moment here, and shear force will be WL by 2, 20.3 kilonewton. Okay, this finishes your dead load, bending moment and shear force calculation. Now we will go for live load, bending moment and shear force calculation. So live load is the vehicle load given in the problem. Which vehicle load we are considering here? We are considering IRC class AA tracked vehicle. IRC class AA tracked vehicle. So for class AA tracked vehicle, total load is 700 kilonewton. Okay, an army truck we will be considering there, explained in the first module. For that 700 kilonewton, again we have to consider impact factor. So impact factor we will be considering from IRC 21, explained in the previous module. IRC 21, it is 25% for spans up to 5 meters, linearly reducing to 10%. Check IRC 21, linearly reducing to 10% for span up to 9 meter. So here the span is 4 meters, so directly we can take 25% of impact factor. 20, that means 25% more load we have to consider. To obtain maximum bending moment, the wheels of IRC class AA vehicle are symmetrically placed on the deck slab as shown in figure 7.3. So let me show you figure 7.3. See here. So this is the 4-meter deck slab. In that 3.6 meter length is occupied by your army truck, which is of 700 kilonewton. Each axle weighs 350 kilonewton and 350 kilonewton, and the arrangement shall be like this as per IRC 6. 0.85 width of one axle, again 0.85 width of another axle, and distance between them is 1.2 meters. So this is how you should arrange the wheel to get the maximum movement. So after arranging width of dispersion and length of dispersion, you have to calculate. That gives you along how much area your load is dispersed. See here, dispersed wheel load length is length of the contact plus 2 times the overall thickness of the slab as given in IRC 21, explained in the previous module. Length of the contact is 3.6 meter. Length of the contact is 3.6 meters plus 2 times the overall thickness of the slab, including this wearing coat. Okay, 2 into 0.36 plus 0.08. So here the overall thickness is actually 320 mm. So they are writing it as 360 mm here. That means 90 mm per meter they have calculated. So 360 only you consider. You can make the correction here. 90 into 4. 90 into 4. So 80 to 90 mm per meter is the criteria. 90 into 4, that will give you 360 here. And again dead load changes. 3.6 plus 2 times the overall thickness of the slab, including wearing coat. Thickness of deck slab plus wearing coat. That will give you 4.5 meter. 4.5 meter. So your deck slab, that is bridge, is of 4 meter, but the dispersion length is 4.5 meter, which is exceeding the bridge length. So out of 4.5 meter, I have to consider the load which is acting only on 4.3 meters. Correct? Since your effective length is 4.3 meters. Okay. So out of 4.5 meters dispersion, I have to consider the load which is acting only on 4.3 meters. So how to calculate that? See here. Out of 4.5, 700 kilonewton, which is acting on 4.3 meter. That will give you, out of 700 kilonewton, only 684 kilonewton is acting on the bridge deck slab. So if it is lesser than 4.3 meters, then total 700 kilonewton will be acting on the deck slab. Here it is greater than, dispersion length is greater than the bridge deck slab. So out of 700 kilonewton, only 684 kilonewton is acting on the deck slab. So for this 684 kilonewton, again I have to apply impact factor of 25%. Impact factor of 25%. See here. So now the effective width of dispersion is alpha into x plus 2 into 0.6. Width of the slab is 7.5 meter road width plus 2 into 0.6, that is footpath on both the sides, 600 mm footpath on both the sides. Total 8.7 meter is width of the slab. Correct? So like this, 600 mm footpath, 600 mm footpath on either side, and totally 7.5 meters is the internal road here. So like this, you have to arrange your vehicle here. So this 1.2 meter is the small c clearance given in IRC 6. Check, small c given in IRC 6, 1.2 meter. You have to arrange the vehicle like this, 600 mm footpath, and from the footpath edge to the wheel edge, you have to leave 1.2 meters, which is given in your code book. This c varies from loadings. For class A wheeled vehicle, this varies 1.2. Leaving 1.2 meter, I have placed my vehicle wheel, which is of 0.85 meter wide, and next wheel is at 1.2 meter distance, again 0.85 meter wide. The dispersion I have to calculate that. So dispersion, how to calculate? Alpha is 3, referring table 7.1. X is total length of your total CG distance. Length of your deck slab is 4.3 divided by 2. That will give you 2.15, and V1 is width of the wheel plus 2 times the bearing core thickness given in your IRC 6. IRC 21.85 is width of one wheel plus 2 times the bearing core thickness, that will give you 1.01. Now calculate B effective. Substitute the value 3 into 2.51, 1 minus x by L plus B1. Total width of dispersion is 4.24 meters. So 4.24 meter is for one wheel. That means from the center of the wheel, half on the left side, half on right side. So half of 4.24 is 2.12. Correct? 2.12 and 2.12 on other side, and the left will be at the center, that will be 2.05. This is how you should arrange. So total width of dispersion is 2.12 plus 2.05 plus 2.12. This is your total width of dispersion. Now I have got total width of dispersion and length of dispersion. Correct? Now I will, based on the dispersion area, I will calculate the load which is acting on the deck slab now. Intensity of loading is 684 kilonewton. Out of 700, only 684 is acting on the deck slab. 25% of impact factor, that is 1.25. Next, divided by the area on which the load is dispersed, that is width of dispersion into length of dispersion. This is due to live load only. Okay. So this is the intensity of loading, 31.56 kilonewton per meter square. So bending moment is WL square by 8 again, 72.94. So total bending moment is dead load bending moment plus live load bending moment, that gives you 95 kilonewton meter. Now to obtain the shear force due to live load, okay, so as we know, shear force will be maximum near the support. I have to place the vehicle near the support. The effective length is 4.3 meters. For two wheels, the net effective width is 6.3 meters. Net effective width is 6.3 meters. Intensity of loading we have. Okay, now live load shear force is WL by 2, 67.85 kilonewton. 67.85 kilonewton. So design shear force is shear force due to dead load plus shear force due to live load. Right? So now I have fixed the depth of the slab. I have calculated the dead load of the slab and moment due to that dead load and shear force due to that dead load. Next, I have calculated the live load based on IRC class AA tracked vehicle which is given. The live load coming on the deck slab, moment due to that live load, and moment shear force due to that live load. So now we will check whether the depth provided is sufficient or no, based on the moment coming. Based on the moment coming, whether the depth provided is sufficient or no, that we will check. So effective depth required is square root of m by 1.5 into 1000, that is per meter length, and 1.5 is your design constant here. Check it. That is Q 1.5 Q. So the depth provided is sufficient or no, I will check it here. Square root of m by Q into B. B is per meter length, 1000. Effective depth required is 251 and provided is 270. Now that is okay, provided is okay. So area of reinforcement required is m divided by sigma st j into Q. Check here the design constant, m modular ratio m divided by j 0.9, 0.88, that is 0.9, okay, into Q. That gives you the area of reinforcement required. Sigma st is 200, Q is 0.9, sorry, j is 0.9, and effective depth is 270. That will give you the AST required for the moment coming on the deck slab. Right? Now the center to center distance, since I am using 20 mm die bars, area of 120 mm die bar is 314.2. The spacing is 160 mm. So I will adopt 160 mm spacing, alternate bent up bars at the support. So actual steel provided is now 1963 mm square. So if I adopt 160 mm spacing, the actual steel provided will be 1963 mm square, greater than this. So therefore, okay. Now the distribution reinforcement. So always in the deck slab, distribution steel shall be designed for a bending moment for 30% of the live load moment and 20% of the dead load moment. For this moment, I have to give distribution reinforcement. 30% of live load moment plus 20% of dead load moment here. So for distribution reinforcement calculation, the moment will be 26.3. Right? Effective depth changes for distribution reinforcement 270 minus 10 minus 6 now. If I use the 10, 12 mm dia bars. Okay. The center to center distance is 196. I will provide 180 mm for the distribution reinforcement. For the distribution reinforcement calculation. Now I have provided the reinforcement. Now for the depth provided, whether the shear stress is sufficient or not. The same calculations as RCC. Okay. Tau V is equal to VU by BD, 0.33 Newton per mm square or megapascal, you can say. So same as RCC in 456 where you used to refer the table. Here IRC 20, in IRC 21, for tau C value, they have given you the table for rho value. Okay, 100 AS by PD you have to calculate. Provided AST is 1963 mm square. Okay, 1963 mm square. So this half of this you have to consider, since at the center half of the bars are bent up. Okay, 982,000 into 270. 100 AS by BD it is. B is 1000, D is 270. So referring table 12B in IRC 21, for M30 grade, tau C is 0.28. Okay, tau C is 0.28. Since the shear stress for M30 grade is 0.28, therefore 1, that is K value from table 12C, 1 into 0.28, which is slightly less than tau V. Therefore it is okay. It is slightly less than tau V. Therefore it is okay. Actually, tau V has to be lesser than tau C. Actually, tau V has to be lesser than tau C. So for this, what you have to do, you have to select 360. You have to design this slab for 360 mm actually. For 360 mm, this will satisfy tau C and tau B. Okay. So after this, the last one is we have to go for design of the curve, that is footpath, 600 mm footpath on both the sides. The curve may be designed for a live load of 4 kN per meter square. The minimum height of the curve may be taken as 225 mm above road level. The total depth of the curve is 360 plus 80 plus 225. 360 is deck slab depth, 80 mm bearing load, and 225 mm above road level. That is total 665 mm is total depth of your footpath. So live load is 600 mm wide into 1 meter, 1 meter, 4 meter actually. But here width is 600 mm. That is why I am considering 0.6 into 1 into 4 live load. Correct? So that will give you 2.4 kilonewton per meter. Dead load of the curve is 665 mm thick, 0.665, 600 mm wide, 24 is the density of RCC, 9.6. And weight of the railings on either side of your footpath, railings, that is 0.5 you have to consider. Now bending moment is WL square by 8. Okay, so live load bending moment, this is the dead load bending moment. Now the live load bending moment generated on the footpath is 50% of total live load bending moment you have to consider. That is 36.47. So design bending moment is 65.36 now. So hence effective depth required is M divided by B into Q. B is not 1 meter here, it is 600 mm wide, right? So 269 is required, provided is 665. That is okay now. Area of steel is M divided by sigma ST J into D. So that will give you 579 mm square. Number of bars required is 3 bars in footpath. Okay. 2-legged stirrups of 12 mm are provided. at nominal spacing of 300 mm. The longitudinal section of the cross section is given in figure 7.5. So in footpath, 316 mm bars on bottom, 3 on top you provide, then provide the stirrups there as you provide in the beams. So we will draw it, which is shown in figure 7.5. I will show the detailing in the next class. So this finishes your problems in module 2. Okay, so remaining load cases I will give you assignment IRC class AA wheel and IRC class AA, the IRC class AA wheeled and IRC class A wheeled. Okay, for those two I will give you assignment, and in the next class I will explain you about the detailing of the bars, and we will go for the skew slab bridge. That is only for one class. That will finish your module 2. Okay, so skew slab is the bridge deck which is inclined to some extent. You will not be having straight slab which is inclined to some 10 degrees or 15 degrees. It will be inclined to some extent. That is your skew deck slab. So design remains same. You have to provide some additional reinforcement where it skews, where it tilts to 10 degrees or 20 degrees. Okay, some additional reinforcement shall be provided there. If I explain that much, that will finish your module 2. Okay, so these notes I will share in your Google Classroom. Thank you.